So you're thinking about making that move to Chicago suburbs, and you've been watching a ton of YouTube videos, you've been doing a lot of research on Google, and you finally figured out what city that you want to live in. Well, in this video today, I'm going to give you guys my 6 easy steps to make it easier when it comes to moving to the Chicago suburbs, and we're going to jump into it right now. What is going on, everyone? My name is Blankenship. For those of you guys who have no clue who I am, I'm a realtor out here in the Chicagoland area, and if this is your first time on my YouTube channel, you should definitely consider subscribing down below, because I bring out content just like this with what it's like living, playing, and everything else in between when it comes to living here in the Chicago and the Chicago burbs. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the video of my 6 easy steps to make the transition to making a move to Chicago suburbs. So step number 1 is that you need to get a hold of me. So you can feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, or even message me on social media. You can find all my information down below in the description. But after that very first call, what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a face-to-face meeting. If you're moving from Chicago to the Chicago burbs, I'm happy to meet in person. We can either go grab a cup of coffee, grab some lunch, or even grab a beer. I'm actually really down for the beer. But if you're relocating from another state, we can jump onto a Zoom call or FaceTime, and from there, in this initial face-to-face consultation, is that I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. I'm gonna figure out what your real estate goals are, what's your reasoning for the move to Chicago burbs, and honestly, just for us to get to know each other a little bit. I was originally a realtor out in the Los Angeles area, so I had some clients that did relocate out of California, so I understand how stressful this process can be. And honestly, my job here is just to make this process so much smoother, especially relocating from another state. I've developed a huge network of agents that, I know that would treat you guys like family and friends, just like I would personally. But yep, that's step number 1, is that you need to get a hold of me so we can begin this process today, or whenever that time does come. So step number 2, tying in with that initial face-to-face consultation, whether it be on Zoom, FaceTime, or in person, is that I'm gonna help you narrow down your criteria, as well as a specific location that you wanna be here in the Chicago burbs. I'm gonna ask you questions like, what is your lifestyle? So, the Chicago burbs is amazing because it accommodates every single different lifestyle that is out there. And, sometimes you already have made up your mind after doing all that research, whether it be on Google, YouTube, all that fun stuff, is that, you already figured out what city you want to be in. But, after asking me a ton of questions and getting my honest opinion on everything, is that you're going to be like, wow, I actually want to be in XYZ city instead of ABC city. So, I'm definitely here to help, and that is definitely step number 2, is that we're going to narrow down your criteria, as well as the specific location that you want to be in, and I'm going to be here for you every single step of the way. Okay, so step number 3, what we're also going to do is we're going to build out your custom home search with the specific criteria and location that you would like. So, there's a lot of different options when it comes to building out your custom home search. We're gonna figure out the living square footage you're looking for, kind of like that range. We're gonna look at bedrooms, bathrooms. Are you looking for sunrooms? Are you looking for a basement here in the Midwest? Are you looking for a sunroom? Condo, single family home, townhome, multifamily, or even all the above. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that custom home search, which is definitely important, especially if you're thinking about making that move in the next 2 weeks, or even the next 6 months. It's always great to, have an idea on what's on the market and kind of what those prices are and what you can get for X amount of money in this neighborhood and X amount of money in that neighborhood. So the nice part as well is that it's going to hit your inbox ASAP, and if you like any specific homes, you can always answer and reply to that email, or even shoot me a text or a call, and we can figure out some more information, maybe even set up showings if you're around the area. And with that being said, that actually pulls me into step number 4. All right, so step number 4 is that we're gonna start setting up some home tour dates if it is applicable. It's gonna be easier, if you're from the city of Chicago or anywhere else in Illinois, and you can come here for like a weekend or a long Saturday or Sunday. And what we're gonna do there is we're gonna start looking at some homes. If there's specific places that I've probably recommended to you that you want to try out, I'm happy to take you there, whether it be, grabbing some lunch, grabbing some dinner, grabbing some coffee, or even grabbing a beer. I'm so up for doing that to help you guys out as well. But, for the people that are, moving from another state, it might be a little harder to get out here, especially if, you're trying to figure out everything with your situation in the other state, whether it be the sale of the home, work, saying goodbye to family and all that good stuff. But if you have any family or friends that live here in the Chicago Burbs that you trust that have the same taste as you when it's looking for a home, I'm happy to take them as well, so you can get their feedback. And I'm also happy to do a Zoom or a FaceTime tour of the home, at the best convenience for you. Just trying to make this whole crazy process as simple as possible. So step number 4, if applicable, is to start setting up those home tour dates and going on those neighborhood tours as well. So step number 5 is that we're going to figure out your lending and figuring out if you need to sell your current home to purchase this next home, or anything along those lines. It's great to have a local lender here that knows the area and knows the specific lending laws as well. I have a Rolodex of amazing people that I can refer out to you, whether it be lenders, real estate attorneys and all that good stuff, contractors as well. But at the end of the day, you as the buyer, I truly support, 110% support whoever you choose as your lender, because especially if you have a family member, I would love for you if that's your choice, is to go to them, use them as lending. But definitely number 5, and definitely important, because what this lending is going to do is that they're going to make sure that we're getting this house under contract that you absolutely love. They're going to be calling that listing agent over and over again to make sure we can lock up that deal and to make sure everything closes in good standing and perfect timing as well. And we're going to also figure out, tying into that home search, is that how much you're going to afford and how much you specifically and actually want to spend. Because maybe, let's say hypothetically, you get pre-approved for $1 million, but you only want to spend $500K. That's something great to know. It's going to make it easier as well to get that home under contract. But step number 5 is that we're going to figure out all that lending situation, and I'm happy to point you in the right direction and give you all the referrals that I have personally, and go from there. So last but not least, but step number 6 is that once we are under contract for your home that you choose, is that I'm going to be here for you every single step of the way of this home buying process. Because especially if you're moving out of state, there might be different regulations when purchasing a home. And what I'm going to do is make sure that you're educated, along the whole journey. And then even after we close, I'm going to be here for you. If you need referrals for anything, I got your back. And I truly can't wait to see you start this next journey of your life here in the Chicago Burbs. And that brings me to my final step number 6, like I said. So those are my 6 easy steps if you're considering on making that move to the Chicago Burbs, or if you've already made up your mind. Feel free to get a hold of me. All my contact information is down below in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe down below again. I bring out content with what it's like living, playing, and everything else in between in Chicago and Chicago Burbs. And truly hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.